stupid if I've got the flash on. Not really. It is it's the 30th of December today, 2024, which means there's 2 days until 2025, and I thought, because my last video that I uploaded to this channel was a life update, and I didn't upload anything after that after I said I would, it would only be right to do another life update, because my life from when I did my first life update earlier in the year to now has changed. Since I just showered, I thought I'd just have a chat, you know, about what's been going on with me this year, because 2024 has been such I wouldn't say crazy, but eventful and interesting year. Also, if you see my nails and you can see that they're lifting, please don't mention it. Okay, so I guess the first major, biggest thing that has happened to me this year is this. I don't know if you can tell from this angle and in this suit, but today I am 17 weeks pregnant. So I found out sort of late September that I was pregnant, because I just felt really weird. Like, I had such a big appetite and I was just sore and I was so tired, and I just randomly decided to take a test, and I was like, oh, that's got a line. I then took another test later that day, and it had a line and it was a little bit darker, but I still wasn't like, I needed like a for sure yes or no. So I went and bought a clear blue test, and I took that at 6 a.m. the next morning, and that's where it said yes, officially I am pregnant. Because I took it so early in the morning, Peter had this, I wasn't sure how excited he was, but then like throughout the day he texted me that he went and bought a piece of baby clothing, that he went and bought some baby Jordans and 2 granddad cups, so that we could tell our families. I wish I filmed it, but I think I was just so caught up in the moment. Peter's dad was so funny. Peter like put them in a Jordans box and gave it to his parents, and he's like, Dad, this pair of Jordans doesn't fit me, I think they'll really fit you. And his dad opened it and saw these baby Jordans and went, these aren't gonna fit me. Like, it totally just went over his head. His mom got it straight away, but you know, with him it was a little bit harder. I pretty much FaceTimed my siblings like instantly, and then I went over to my mom's at like literal 6:15 in the morning. I could not hide it from her. I went to see her immediately, and she woke up and she was like so confused, but then like she saw my test and she was like, huh, what is that? And it was so sweet. Like, again, I really wish I filmed my siblings' reactions and other reactions of people that we told, but I think I was just so caught up in telling people, and I was just so happy. So yeah, the first part of the first trimester, I was tired. I was very, very tired, but I was managing, even my nausea, I was managing that. My GP had given me cyclizine, so I was sort of getting through it, and then week 7 was just like the worst, and it was to a point where I was I couldn't even hold water down. I had thrown up so many times in a day, and I was like to my husband, I was like, I don't know what to do. And obviously he doesn't know what to do. We don't have very many friends with babies, so we were just like, we don't know what to do. So I called the helpline, and they were like, have you been able to keep anything down? And I was like, no. And they were like, well, maybe you should go to, you know, the ER and something just to get checked out. And so I went. They put me on fluids, gave me a small dose of ondansetron, which seemed to work, but it was a very small dose. It was only like 3 days worth. And then after those 3 days, I was just back at it. So later that same week, I was back in the hospital again with hyperemesis gravidarum, which was not fun. I think that was in week 9 where I went into the hospital. I was awful, and it was just, I couldn't believe what was happening to me. I've never felt that way in my life at all. It was ridiculous. From there on, they gave me like lots of ondansetron, and I pretty much lived off ondansetron. It was the only way I could function for a while. In week 12 or week 13, fun fact about me, I have never been allergic to anything in my life. No foods, no creams, no skincare, literally never had like an allergic reaction in my life. And then I had a full body rash. I'm gonna put some photos here because literally, what the frick? It was awful. I was so itchy, and then my joints and my knuckles and my hands and my feet and my toes were so swollen, and it was so hard to like literally hold anything. It was so painful. Even now I feel like I still have some lasting effects. I feel like I'm not as strong in my hands anymore, which is a bit worrying. But yeah, basically I went to the hospital again. Don't know what set it off. I've been referred to an immunologist in regards to it, but not much sort of in terms of knowing what the freak happened. So that's fun. It hasn't happened since, so I'm okay. But first trimester was crazy. It was so hard to eat anything, and it was so hard to like get up and go do anything. I felt like I wasn't really doing good at my job. I felt really sad because my friends were doing lots of things, and I was just, even if I did end up going, I wasn't feeling great, you know, and I wasn't enjoying my time, you know, because this pregnancy is something I wanted. I try to be really grateful through everything, but it's so hard when you're kind of just going through something that you've never gone through before physically. And it's when I go through things physically, I go through things mentally, and I think there are some really dark moments mentally that I went down to. There were points in the first trimester where I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, I'm not built for this, but I am very lucky to have the most amazing support system around me with my family and Peter's family and my friends and my co-workers. So it's just, I'm very lucky. The baby's not here yet, but that is like my testimony of it takes a village. This is my first pregnancy, and I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Even when I ask advice of other people, like I still truly have no idea what a lot of it means. I didn't get a scan till 6 weeks, and then you don't get a scan until 12 weeks. And that first little bit leading up, you kind of just feel, oh, but you know, you don't feel pregnant, if that makes sense. You wonder, and your anxiety gets really bad. I found that the anxiety just has not gone away because I'm always wondering what's going on. You know, is baby okay? Am I okay? Are they growing all right? So getting the 6-week scan was nice because we got to see a heartbeat, but then of course it's another 6 weeks to wait for the 12-week scan, and again everything was all good at our 12-week scan, but I'm still waiting for my 20-week scan, which is happening in about 3 weeks, so I'm really excited for that. But of course, like, it comes with so much anxiety, and I'm struggling with patience a little bit because you have to be patient. Once again, I have a really great support system, and I'm just trying to pray and, you know, let my body do its thing, and let God guide me through this time. And you know, every day I'm just so grateful. Even though it's been really hard, I'm so grateful that I get to do this, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I am 17 weeks today, so I'm into my second trimester now, which is great. My second trimester has actually been all right. I am still nauseous, but I am down to 1 on Dansentron every 2 days, which is pretty good. Currently, I am just really tired all the time. I don't know why. I thought I was going to get a lot of energy back like everyone says they do in the second trimester, but that just quite hasn't happened for me. Got a little bit of weight gain, which is really good for me considering I lost weight in the first trimester, which was really worrying. I am sort of developing a little bump. I don't know if you can tell. It's there. It's sort of there. We are planning to do a little gender reveal with intimately with close friends and family. There's just so many things to look forward to, and I think I really have realized now I really want to document more of my pregnancy just so I can look back on it. So I know I said I was gonna, you know, create content before, but another big part of my life this year was, you know, adapting and going into my second year of teaching. I'm a music and drama teacher, and you know, learning to balance life at a new school. I'm still relatively new in the profession, and then later on in the year becoming pregnant and having to balance, you know, all these things together. It was definitely a juggle, but I've really enjoyed my job this year despite how hard it's been. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, I wouldn't say I've had a crazy year, but I would say that there have been a lot of things that I've achieved and a lot of realizations I've had, and obviously such a beautiful thing to become pregnant. I am due in June of next year. I'm going into 2025 really positively, and I just can't wait to see what's next. I truly, like, 2024 was a good year. Really good year. I can't make any promises about any content coming up, but I do want to document my pregnancy and this journey as much as possible, so hopefully that will motivate me a bit. Other than that, that's kind of where I'm ending 2024. Have a good new year. Hope 2025 is good for everyone. Treat people with kindness.